Hey, what is up guys, Tellarknight here, and I'm coming at you with a World Chalice deck profile. I was talking to my friends today, trying to figure out what deck profile I should do next, and we got news that World Chalice won YCS Bochum, or Bochum, however you say that. And that actually took me by surprise. So I figured that I would go ahead and upload my World Chalice deck. This is a modified profile for the February 2018 ban list, and I took it to the locals, and I actually topped the locals, and the locals itself was a lot of people playing Pendulum Magicians, kind of like YCS Bochum. There was a bunch of Pendulum Magicians, a few Trick Stars, a couple SPYRAL decks, people still trying to make that work. I have a SPYRAL deck I'm making work. And then on top of that, I also had opponents that were playing rogue decks, kind of. Dino Shadow was there, actually. So, figured why not, seeing as to how the deck just topped YCS Bochum today. I'll go ahead and give you guys my deck profile for World Chalice. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, first off, you're going to play your 3 Lee. Lee is pretty much your searcher. If it is normal or special summoned, add 1 World Chalice monster from your deck to your hand. And then it also has a grave effect. If it is in your graveyard, you can send 1 monster from your hand or field to the graveyard. Add this card to your hand. You can only use each of its effects once per turn, though. But it is a great card. Like if you don't have it in your hand and you need it, and you have Brilliant Fusion, go into Tellarknight with the thing. Send it to your grave, use its effect, get it back to your hand. Normal summon it, get that search off. But after that, I play 3 copies of World Legacy World Chalice. And World Legacy World Chalice is actually pretty helpful in this deck. If I were to run the Saryuja Skull Dread, or however you say that, I just call it Skull Deep, to be honest, because it's the original name of the card. If I were to run it, this card would actually help me out, because I could Tribute summon it, and have its effect, when it leaves the field, special summon 2 World Chalice monsters from your deck, except for itself. So, pretty much, you go into like Proxy Dragon or something with this, and then you get its effect off, and you bring out 2 more World Chalice monsters, different names, and yeah, so that's actually also really helpful right there. Next, I play 2 of the World Chalice Guard Dragon. Guard Dragon is actually very helpful in this deck because it protects your link monsters. So its effect reads: when a card or effect is activated that targets a linked monster, quick effect, you can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. And then it also has a graveyard effect. You can banish this card from your graveyard, target 1 normal monster in your graveyard, special summon it in defense to your zone that a link monster points to. You can only use this effect once per turn, sadly. But that's pretty much why I play 2 copies of Guard Dragon. He's a pretty good card. Next, you're going to play 2 back into by the World Chalice. I'm working on getting 2 copies of Twin Twisters right now. So, really, he's a great discard for Twin Twisters, but he's also a really good target for your Unexpected Die, which I currently only play 1 copy of, but I'm working on getting 2 more for the deck. And then, last but not least, for your World Chalice main deck monsters, you're going to play 1 copy of Chosen. Chosen allows for you to use your, pretty much, your emergency teleport. He's your emergency teleport target for the deck. Most of the time, if you open up with him, you will not see emergency teleport that turn. That's always one thing I hope for. Sometimes it happens, sometimes I get them both in my first hand. That's when it's really frustrating. but that's very, very small amount of time that happens. Next, you're going to play your Venus engine, so 3 copies of Venus and 3 copies of Shine Ball. This is probably the strongest engine in the main deck aside from the Brilliant Fusion engine, because it allows for you to just keep on going, and basically if you start off with Summon Venus, use its effect 3 times, pay a total of 1500 life points, and special summon out all 3 Shine Balls, and now you have some of those on your board. Next, you're also, because you play the 3 Venus, you want to recycle your Shine Balls as much as possible. So I personally like to play 3 copies of Exodius, the Ultimate Forbidden Lord. Exodius is very helpful in this deck for the reason of you can reset all of the monsters in your extra. I mean, not in your extra, but in your graveyard. So, if your field gets wiped, well, let's say you get rid of your only 2 link monsters for a Firewall or a Saryuja, and it gets Solemn Warning. You can use Exodius, recycle everything, and you still have Venus on the field, hopefully, and you get Venus's effect to get your Shine Balls back out. And so that makes for a really great play there. Next, I play 3 copies of Effect Veiler because I play on a budget, so I don't drop the money for the 3 copies of Ash Blossom. I just use 3 Effect Veiler. It does the same thing on monster effects. It just negates them. That's all you need, in my opinion. And then next, I play 1 Eva for the fact that you can banish up to 2 other light fairy type monsters from your field or graveyard. So if you don't have an Exodius in hand, and you want to search out your Lee or something else, you can use this effect, banish at least 1 Shine Ball and get that Lee to your hand. But you can also use this effect to search your other 2 hand traps in the deck, which are the Heralds of Orange Light. I play 2 copies of it. Great hand trap. Granted, you do have to have another fairy type monster in your hand to use its effect. It's still very, very helpful in this format, in my opinion. And almost done with the monsters. I have 2 more. This deck plays a ton of monsters. Next, I play 1 copy of Gameciel. I don't play 2 because 2 just gets kind of bricky. You will, most of the time, you'll see the 1 copy in your duel, so that's all you need to worry about. And then after that, you play Gem Knight Lazuli. Reason I play Lazuli is because when Lazuli is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, and only by a card effect, well, you get the rest of its effect. Add 1 normal monster from your grave to your hand, so you can keep going. You can send it, get a Shine Ball from your grave to your hand. And you always send it off of the next card I'm going to show you, which is actually in the spell list, so we're going to go ahead and get to that part. So next, I play 3 copies of Brilliant Fusion. Brilliant Fusion is pretty much your go-to card for the deck. You're going to want to use it so that you can search out, well, not search out, but summon out your Tellarknight, which is very, very helpful in this deck, because it gives you that extra normal summon and you can just keep on going. Next, you play 2 copies of Cosmic Cyclone. I'm playing these until I can get my hands on Twin Twisters. And next, I just play a bunch of 1-ofs. I play Kyoto Waterfront. Thought about playing 2, but I'm not going to at the moment. 1 Unexpected Die, 1 World Legacy's Heart, 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Soul Charge, Emergency Teleport, and the last 1-of is going to be your Transmodify. So, quite the big lineup when it comes to the 1-ofs. But Kyoto Waterfront is so that you have your Gameciel negates. Unexpected Die is so that you can summon out your I think it's beckoned. Yeah, beckoned by the World Chalice. World Legacy's heart is to help recycle your extra deck pretty much. Monster Reborn, it got unbanned, and it's a special summon from either player's graveyard. So if your opponent has a Saryuja, just special summon it. Have a nice little beat stick on your side of the field. And then, of course, you have your Soul Charge. Cannot play the deck without this card. This card is necessary to the deck. It makes it so much easier to make your combos after you have run out of stuff in your main deck. Then E-Telly is to get chosen by the World Chalice, and Transmodify is to help you get into Venus faster. I have thought about upping the number of Transmodify I play by taking out probably one of the monsters. I just don't know which one yet. Probably Eva, if I had to say any. I'd probably take out the Eva and the 2 Herald, and I'd put in 2 Ghost Ogre, and add in a second copy of Transmodify, to be honest. Alright, now onto the extra deck. I do not play a side deck with this, I just don't see the need for it. If you guys would like to see a side deck, I will be uploading it probably with my Tellarknight deck profile here in a couple of days, because I'm trying to do 1 profile per day, but I may not get them all uploaded that day, so like when this one gets uploaded, I probably will have just uploaded the Lightsworn deck profile that I recorded yesterday. So, without further ado, let's get on to the extra deck. You're going to play 3 Imduk, pretty standard for the deck. Imduk gives you an extra normal summon for your world, well, but it has to be a World Chalice monster. That's the only downside to it. And then next you play 2 Link Spider. Link Spider allows for you to special summon a normal monster that is level 4 or lower from your hand to the zone that it points to. So it only has 1 arrow, so it points directly below it. That's the only downside. Next you play 2 copies of Eve. Eve is very helpful in this deck. That and it's a World Chalice deck, so it's made to summon Eve. But anyway, all of the World Chalice extra deck monsters have pretty much the same effect. If it is sent from the field to the grave, you can special summon 1 World Chalice monster from your hand. So you want to try and keep at least 1 World Chalice monster in your hand, just for that fact. Next, I play 1 Arum. Arum has a nice effect. So let me find the part. Okay. Once per turn, you contribute 1 World Chalice monster that this card points to. Target 1 other monster in your graveyard and special summon it. So basically, you can link into Eve or something using Venus. Send Eve, get Venus back. You get Eve's effect to get a World Chalice monster from hand. And then you could probably activate Exodius's effect, shuffle your grave into the deck, and just keep on going from there. And then next I play 1 copy of Proxy Dragon. Proxy Dragon's pretty much just in there because it's a Link 2 and it's really easy to summon. Next, I play 3 Link 3 monsters. One of them is going to become a Saryuja when I can get a hold of it. But for the Link 3s, I play 1 copy of Ningirsu. Ningirsu is your draw power for the deck. He's very helpful, and you can get rid of your Brilliant Fusion that's just kind of left there, and 1 card your opponent controls. So that is very, very helpful in this format. Then for the other one, I play a Trigate. Trigate has a negate. I find that funny. It's really fun to say, Trigate negate. But it can also banish a monster your opponent controls, and then any battle damage that a monster it is co-linked with does is doubled, but only when it attacks a monster. However, like that last one I told you about, it only gains that when it has 1 co-link. But if you have 2, you can just target a monster on your opponent's side of the field and banish it. Actually, I don't even think it targets. Yeah, oh wait, no, it does target. Just target 1 card in the field and banish it. And then next, if you have 3 co-links, you can if your opponent activates something, you can just flat out negate it. And for the last one, I played Triple Burst Dragon. Triple Burst Dragon is a negate. It's pretty easy to summon in this deck. A lot of people actually forget about the nice little tech you can do with this card. But its effect reads, once per turn during the damage step, when a spell or trap card or monster effect is activated, you can negate the activation. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage. During your main phase, except the turn this card was special summoned, you can tribute this card, target 1, link 2, or lower monster in your graveyard. Special summon it. Then you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower dragon monster from your hand. Okay, you don't use the last part for the dragon part. That, and it says, then you can. So you don't have to use that part, but you can still use the part to special summon out a link 2 or lower. And then next, of course, it wouldn't be World Chalice without Firewall, so you play your 1 copy of Firewall, and then 1 Gem Knight, Seraph Knight, and 1 number 41. That's another reason Beckoned is in the main deck, is so that you can summon number 41. I realize this deck profile has gone on for a while. It's actually gone on for 16 minutes and 18 seconds at this point. So, without further ado, I will let you guys go. Just so you guys know, I will be putting the link to an eBay account in the description. I am selling cards on that eBay account. It is currently to help me afford a French horn, because I play that hopefully professionally here soon, and that's a $4,000 instrument. And then after I get that French horn and get it paid off and stuff, any money I make on that eBay account is going towards mine and my fiance's wedding fund. So, thank you guys for watching, and sorry this video lasted for a little over 17 minutes. Have a great night, and Duelist Tellarknight signing off.